OMG back into this one, and maybe it's the fact that Flame's playing and not Acorn.
Yeah, maybe, but they ban away the
That'll do it.
Orianna. That's a good first step. Do they hit the Kalista next? We've seen both. We saw that they picked it on the red side, LGD, then banned it on the blue side. Sejuani hitting the bench here. They've shown how strong it is. Now get rid of that one.
Yep. Lovely not going to be able to first pick that. Of course, Sejuani was lapped up very quickly by LGD in the last draft. Nunu also taken away. TBQ not going to see that one for the rest of the series.
I think they have to ban Kalista here. Get it away from Uzi. It's just such a strong snowballing champion. You don't want to get him going in the last game.
Or do they have an answer for it? Because, of course, they have played it into LGD before and it didn't work.
Yeah, they certainly might. They might go the Graves and just all in on the mid game. Don't think that it's a current meta.
That's
You're
true.
right. Certainly, there is counterplay around Kalista. We've seen it the whole time. Do they just lock in support Nautilus and use that to shut it down?
Well, they have taken away the Janna here. Cloud not going to be on that champion. Actually played it 2 games running here as well, and banning Janna might mean that Flame could be on Ken.
Yeah, certainly could be the potential pickup there as we see Go going. He locks in the Hecarim for himself. So trying to get that one away from Flame. Of course, Flame a fantastic
Shout out to
top
Go
laner.
going there by hovering the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, potentially. And we see actually the Trundle being hovered here in response. Would be very surprised if that's the case. TBQ taking a very good look at Gragas right now, with Nunu as well as Sejuani being picked up. Probably the next best tank jungler in the current meta.
Yep, true. Well, we'll see how this one goes. Of course, Flame hovering over the Gnar, wanting to take that one into the top lane. Kalista not even looked at by either of these teams. See whether that one does come through in this draft, but it is going to be Gnar and Gragas. Oh, Kalista swapped at the last second, and Imp is going to be on that one yet again. And man, if he has a performance like he did in the first game, this one could be a 3-0 series pretty quickly for LGD.
And this is real risky if they go with a Thresh pickup here over something like the Cannon. I'm going to be real surprised they do go with it. There's not much disengage. They've got the Maokai also
They've got
in
Nautilus
the top lane.
here. They could pick Nautilus. LGD have the opportunity.
They could just go Cannon. Game 1 again, just pick him up, lob him into the team. PYL's shown that he's more than happy to play it.
Yep.
And you layer that with something like a Gnar. Any lockdown CC that you can think of, it's just going to be a completely devastating combo. They are actually taking a good look at the Nautilus. You pointed that one out. Also works very well with Kalista. That's what they go with.
Yeah, they are going to take that one. Of course, PYL had a decent showing on that one before, and just so much guaranteed CC with the depth charge. But Uzi, that's the first time I've seen him with a slight smirk. There is happiness in that man, and seems like maybe he has a plan here for LGD.
I certainly hope he has something up his sleeve. He's actually, yeah, he's giving
He's
a slight
having a
chuckle
grin
there.
And look, of course, people normally grin. Uzi doesn't.
Yeah, well,
That's not what you don't see that.
I think he was just saying, I'm going to pick Vayne. His team's like, please do not lock in Jinx. But I actually have the control here. I'm going to pick Vayne. But it does look like it's going to be Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx is being considered here. It is going to be Azir for the mid lane for Cool as well. It's Uzi back on a hyper carry, but it doesn't look like they're going for the early pressure.
Okay, so one thing
And
we have to
who's
point
jungling?
out, yeah. Well, that
Lovely.
is a jungle Maokai.
Yeah,
100%.
that is very perplexing because, of course, you assume when it's OMG that that's going to be a support Malka.
No, you don't. As you see, now Godby taking a serious look at Kassadin. That's been banned a couple of times. We've mentioned that it does well against the Azir, depending on how the lane goes.
Ish. Assassin certainly did well.
Yeah, Assassin did very well on it, and that's what the lock-in is.
Yeah, and Imp is going to be taking the Kalista into that bottom lane as well. They have a terrifying lineup, and if Godby has a similar performance to what he's had over the last 2 games, now on Kassadin, things could get very out of control come the later stages of the game, but there is a definite trough at the beginning.
Yeah, there certainly is, and I've been waiting for this day for years, Atlas, the return of Jungle Maokai.
Oh my goodness, you could get back into competitive play.
We're so popular in the early season.
I'm going to lose my analytical caster. We're done. Oh dear.
No, can't go double GP10 into Oracles anymore. I'm done. As you see, it was actually swapped into the top lane, so it's going to be Hecarim jungle.
Yeah, so a bit of an insect impression being done here by Loveling.
Now I'm real sad.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. So at least you're going to still be a caster. Thank goodness. Not going to be solo casting.
Actually not. So the graphics are wrong. I actually think it is
Oh,
a
okay.
jungle Maokai coming through. It's a Zir versus Cassidy in the mid lane. That can go either way. You really don't know. This is a lane I'm interested in. It's Jinx Thresh, which is a very good 2v1 lane, struggles sometimes into the 2v2 versus Kalista Nautilus. And that in its own right, pretty scary 2v1 lane,
Yeah.
but does extremely well at level 6 in the 2v2.
It does. That depth charge is ridiculous, especially if they manage to at least pick themselves up a gank of some kind. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to the Rift. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. OMG grouping up here for the third game against LGD. LGD up 2. They put Flame back into the lineup. He's heading solo towards the top side, and we've got a defensive fan for LGD. But OMG have got some funny considerations coming through for the early levels.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're a 5-man stack in bottom lane, now looking to try and catch Imp out. I don't think he will have spotted them. And now they're in very... Wow.
Oh, there's the flash twisted advance as well. Imp gets death sentence. That's going to be first blood. As that's going to go to Loveling as well. And that's fantastic. If there's ever a time to give a kill to a jungler, it is right then at level 1.
Yeah, it certainly is. It means that he can grab half of his jungle, go back straight away, pick up the rest of it. But he has had to take W level 1, which isn't a great thing for Maokai jungles. Does percentage health damage now. Might help a little bit, but was notoriously bad.
At least he gets a Ruby Crystal by picking up the kill.
Yeah, he certainly does.
If that's what he decides to pick up. Not entirely sure. Might just get boots and some pots.
Oh, boot start. That was a great start. I miss old jungle.
You're just going to get nostalgic throughout this entire game, aren't you?
I'm legitimately Maokai right now. No, that's Skarner. Who misses their kind?
That's Skarner.
That is Skarner.
And he does miss his kind. Imp misses that life that he had before, but has made it back here. Decides that he's going to kill his support, of course, in order to make that that pact with him as well. PYL is going to share his fate as they take down the Gromp here as well, with help by TBQ. I think TBQ actually going to be able to take that one away. So no level advantage here for the bottom lane of LGD.
Maokai actually struggling a little bit in the jungle early. Has had to take W, of course. We mentioned that. We'll get level 2 where he can grab the Q, the Arcane Smash. Will be able to keep himself alive pretty well because of the regen that comes through. The additional potions would definitely help though, and he's cleared it up. It was a little bit slower than he perhaps would have liked, as you see TBQ already starting up his buff, but standard lanes coming through for the Hecker and for the Nut.
Yeah, and of course for the Kalista and this Nautilus as well into the Jinx Thresh.
I think that has to favor Maokai. He was notoriously a good ganker. In fact, you used to just pack up and leave your jungle after level 3 and pretty much never go back because he was just so good at getting into lanes and impacting them. Without his flash available, won't be able to go for the extremely long twisted advance, but as a point-click CC Atlas that puts you behind them, setting you up for the Arcane Smash. It's just so effective in what is some pretty dangerous lanes coming through for LGD.
Yeah, and already actually Flame buys a pink ward and teleports back to his lane. He's behind in farm just a little bit as going. Did head back there as well. Picked up himself some cloth armor just to weather the storm. Flame about to go into that Mega Gnar form, but probably not going to be able to get too much pressure down as Godby. He's able to farm out relatively well here against the Azir as TBQ, sorry, coming into this bottom
Actually
side.
shows that's horrible news. He's going to get counter jungled by Maokai of all people. Probably not what you want in the early game, as Gragas needs to get back into his jungle quick smart.
Yeah, he's heading there as quickly as he possibly can.
All of his lanes are being pushed in. Even if he gets back in time, there's not really much they can do about it because going as well as Cool are just putting so much pressure on Flame and Godby.
Yeah, Loveling's going to take a barrel though. So of course loses his Raptors but keeps his red buff. Death Sentence going to go wide here by Cloud. Imp able to get some damage down. Uzi, oh, depth charge there. Really nice play though, and those chompers were perfectly placed. Imp unable to get any trade damage through as the Lantern does shield up Uzi just a little bit, but still loses half of his health. Does still have his potion available as Imp also sitting on his at the same time. Cloud, oh, PYL actually going super aggressive. Titan's Wrath there. There's the depth charge. Really nice play again. Cloud able to disengage from these fights, and Imp and POL just deciding that they want
Imp
to zone.
jumped into that.
Yep, that is going to be the heal used as well as the ignites down. Uzi though, one last auto attack. Imp picks up the kill. That is going to be second blood, almost first there. But of course, that level 1 with Imp falling down early was very, very strong. Cloud picks it up with a flay, and Loveling doesn't even get the assist. Of course, they knew that he was coming down. Nice dredge line to save PYL, but it is a 1-for-1 in the end. But support picking up kill credit for AD carry.
Yeah, and all the experience going to be denied away from Uzi, so they're trying to freeze this lane up to get him back in range for that. Straight away, Boots 2 being picked up by Imp, just going for one of, honestly, the most gold-efficient buys in the game as an AD carry. Means that your attack speeds up for your Ren to stack very well. Gives you the ability to be able to dodge out of all the CC that Thresh has in his kit as well. Really good pickup there coming through from Imp. And it's about... Thrift shopping really is the name of the game right now as an AD carry. You just buy what you have gold for.
Yeah. And it's good to see Imp actually managing to do that well, as Godby doesn't have a whole lot of mana, neither that is cool. Both of these mid laners on very even CS, but Godby actually ahead just a bit, wants to go back, so not too worried about the fact that he's getting pushed out. And Loveling not going to find him here as well. Raptor Buff going to let him know that he's seen by a ward as Flame continues relentlessly pushing here in this top side of the map. Now going to go aggressive as the rampages are going to come through, but Little Nah does have his bounce available and he's going to be fine. And you can see Flame, that pink ward's going to be there for quite some time.
Yeah, it certainly is, and they're going to just be completely left alone in the top side. If anyone knows how to harass with a ranged top laner, it probably will be Flame. Of course, you mentioned his cannon. Mini-Nar's kind of very similar to Cannon. You want to build up the 3 auto attacks and be able to get that through. As Loveling and Cloud, they're just waiting on top of a ward. Nothing going to happen in that bottom lane, boys. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, but it is meaning that a 15 CS lead is being built up by Uzi as he's stacking that wave towards Imp and PYL. And we'll see how this lane goes now that the pickaxe has been completed by Uzi. Those rockets able to do a lot of
Wow, Flame goes aggressive.
Yeah, super aggressive. That's going to be the wallop coming through as well as he lands the boulder, gets the ultimate out of Going. That's big news, of course. He's going to be up relatively soon, but Flame just asserting his dominance in the top side of the map.
Yeah, certainly is, and now it goes back into Mini-Nar at the perfect time. Going to be able to harass under the turret. That's why it's so effective to push Hecarim in early game. Going to be able to get all the hyper procs down. Actually, as I say that, he misses every single...
Yeah, let's just
missed the boomerang and cancelled an auto to make sure he got no hyper procs in.
Unfortunate. Uzi's going to be able to throw out some long-range rockets, though. It is going to be Imp catching back up here in the CS. And this bottom lane, as far as the laning phase is concerned, has always gone so incredibly close. These AD carries both incredibly good.
Yeah, laning phase really, unless it's like an outright counter matchup, something really crazy like Jinx into Sivir. I think Jinx just wins. Wow, gank.
Yeah, there's actually the flash play as well as PWL gets death sentence. Look at him pulled all the way back here. He's fairly tanky. Beautiful dredge line picks the gap, and look at all of the Rens coming through. Uzi picks up the kill. Loveling's going to die, though, as the Ren sets are coming down now for Imp, and Cloud's going to die as well. It's a 1-for-2 thus far. And it's a bit of a battle in the mid lane as well as Godby, level 7, has the Rift Walk, has almost a CS. He's behind by a couple of CS, but he's doing well.
Was actually defending the pink ward there. Azir loves to be able to throw that Sand Soldier over the wall and get the pink ward done, but Godby wants absolutely none of that.
And look at his trading potential as well with the Q. So beautifully done.
It's the Q and the Catalyst Atlas. It comes through at very good timing. When you have the 4 points, you generally go back and get the Catalyst. And it means you can just trade with reckless abandon, as you like to say, because you're able to get in there.
You're not allowed to use it in context? Oh, man.
You trade extremely well. And then if you ever take a negative trade, pretty much you just level up as Flame. His pink wall got taken down. He wants none of that. Throws another one in the brush.
Yep.
Trying to keep the threat of a gank there the entirety of the time. And game much closer this time around. But LGD, they're starting to eke out tiny advantages.
Yeah, and it's Flame actually going for the Sunfire Cape build here as well. Unless he just wants to sit on that Balmy Cinder just to try and keep that one in his back pocket. Allow him to push out this wave a little bit quicker. Of course, as a ranged champion, it's a little bit confusing, but he is able to stand on those ranged minions in order to help get them down.
It's a pretty cost-effective item, actually, Balmy Cinder coming through there for the damage that it does in the mid-game. It gives you a little bit more mixed damage coming through. It means that when he dives onto the back line, he's always going to have be a reasonable threat. Is finally cool, gets to take out that pink ward. Life's work completed. He'll have a smile on his face after that one.
One can only hope. He was looking all frowns before. But this game on a knife's edge at this stage, 200 gold in it, that is about nothing here as Godby going aggressive. Actually, there's the Emperor's Divide. Godby doesn't have the Rift Walk back up just yet as he flashes over the wall. Loveling going to follow him with the Twisted Advance. Godby trying to find his way out the back. Super Mega Death Rocket. And Loveling ensures the assist for Uzi.
Yeah, able to get in there. And this is, wow, really flashback time, Atlas. He's finished his jungle items and picked up Moby boots.
Oh, you sound so excited.
As wow, going, goes aggressive.
Yeah, actually using his ult offensively this time around as Flame just going to be building Rage. Sort of shrugged that one off like it was nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't really care, to be honest.
Yeah, wasn't too bothered, but of course, message sent. OMG going to be able to take down the first Dragon, though, this game. And LGD, they've had a monopoly on this objective. Things going differently this time around now. Is OMG able to secure this one? Loveling picks it up with the jungle Maokai. And he's 2-1-1. He's had a lot of impact this game.
2-1-1. The return of Maokai into the meta. You see, just good vision control with the saplings. Good sustain.
How you call like the most popular top laner in the meta at the moment the return to the meta.
It doesn't matter. Top lane Maokai. That's
what even is that?
Who plays that?
Oh my goodness. Imp and PYL have hit level 6 though. The depth charge as well as that Fate's Call are going to be available. They're looking to try and find a pick of some kind as TBQ. He's here as well, and Uzi, you are dead.
Yeah, he certainly is. Gets the Lantern, though. Might be
available. Oh, takes it! And, oh my gosh, TBQ tried to get the explosive cask in the right spot, but didn't land it in time.
Yes, didn't. But they might be able to go for a dive here. No one in the same territory. They're bringing TBQ back. Still has the Flash Body Slam available. Uzi has all of his summoner spells, and there's an exhaust, so they need to be careful, but they might just go for it.
Yeah, they're looking for something here towards the bottom side. But not going to find it. Uzi takes a fair bit of damage. Has a bit of a CS advantage, but it was a lot larger before. Imp has made that gap a little bit smaller. TBQ's going to find Cool, actually, going very aggressive. There's the E. Emperor's Divide going to be used. That's a big cooldown just to try and save his life in transition.
Yeah, but better use an ultimate than sit on it and die, and that's definitely what would have happened if he didn't burn it. So in the end, he uses an ultimate, saves his life. Probably going to take that trade.
Well, still not going to be up for any fight that is going to ensue. But, of course, Dragon not available. Nothing that OMG really want to fight around. And we'll see whether he can still stand toe-to-toe in this lane with Godby as that one is down.
Yeah, so we'll have to see how that one works out. And in the mid lane, Godby's got a CS advantage, but has got that kill against him as Maokai was able to fly into the lane and really disrupt that. Maokai's gank. Flash nearly available, so his ganking becomes once again extremely scary with that W. And going. He challenges Flame again. Flame walks away again.
Yep, not too worried about this one at all. Wallop going to come through as he starts his annoying moves on this mini-nar, but going, sort of ignoring it now. The Hyperprocs come through, the bounce comes out. And Flame may need to head back to base. TBQ heading back as well as Chain Vest has been completed by Flame on his way towards that Sunfire Cape.
Yeah, so we'll be able to pick it up. That's his mid-game item of choice. Maybe the same philosophy behind that as the Frozen Mallet, but just gives you a little bit more defensive feel in the first couple of major Dragon fights that come through as well. Cool. He's starting to get the better end of this lane at a time I didn't expect it to go. I thought it would be better early and then transition to much worse, but that Maokai gang seems to have turned it around.
Yeah, of course. Godby actually playing a little bit further back. Decides he wants to pick up his Rod of Ages now at 13.5 minutes, and it's a nice timing as there's, in fact, TBQ. My goodness, that death sentence was wonderful as OMG just collapsing on the jungler. Flashes over the Super Mega Death Rocket as Loveland comes back around as well. PWL slows them down with the Riptide and then gets out with the Q. Beautiful stuff. Depth charge for the turnaround. Godby's here as well. Empress Divide stops Flame's assault, but he lands the rocket. Imp comes in. The barrier, that ain't going to be enough. And Imp, he wants to throw his support into this fight. PYL tries to go more aggressive. And man, LGD's ability to turn a team fight is beautiful.
Yeah, the collapse was there, Atlas. And in the end, they went way too aggressive. OMG should have just been content. They forced TBQ out of it. Could have got some deep vision around instead. Overextend, push the envelope a little bit too far and give away what they got from that good movement. In the end, the game's completely tied up. No one's really got an advantage, but the thing to note is the fact that Maokai, he's grabbed 2 kills for his team, whereas it's Imp on the other side of the rift. He's 3-2-1, has the Bloodthirster as well as Boots too, to just the Infinity Edge. No attack speed modifiers coming through, but the minigun so far for Uzi. Going to be in a much better position in the mid game.
And Callista, of course, just fantastic in the mid game anyway, but we'll see whether Uzi can manage to go back and potentially pick up. If he got a Zeal at this stage, he might actually be able to stand toe-to-toe.
Yeah, but he only has 500 gold, so no Zeal coming through.
Happen. A little bit unfortunate. Does still have the CS advantage, though, as Uzi does get a lot of his gold from those kills that he picked up. Cool, going to be able to get a blue buff, and now going to clear out this wave as well as LGD clearing out this bottom lane. Of course, no turrets have fallen down just yet. And
Gang coming through onto Godvi here from Cloud.
Oh, Death Sense, that was so close. Godvi just going to be able to clear out this ward, just sweeps it up, no worries at all. And TBQ going to take down the red buff and continue his assault on the jungle. And Cool going to take down the Raptors. So far, CS advantage by Kassadin in the mid lane, about 20, as Going devastatingly charges his way into a cannon creep, and Flame just going to not really bother. But look at this, the Sunfire Cape actually doing some work on a Going, as Flame's able to answer back with a bit of damage.
Yeah, so gets the Hyper through his Godvi. Loveling trying to get in there, actually just places another ward for Vision. And one thing you have to say about the entirety of this series is that the top lane, wow.
Oh my goodness, gets him out of the E. Another ult to come through, but gets slowed down. Oh my gosh, PYL is so good on this Nautilus. That was another max rage dredge line, and Going was trying to back, and Flame just being annoying.
Yeah, very cute coming through there from Princess Flame, as you pointed out before the game. And just able to be a little bit annoying to Going.
I'm not touching that.
Both sides, both top laners for LGD so far have been absolutely on point with their teleports, their map movements, able to get down and impact. And they've rendered Going a little bit useless throughout the entirety of the season, not having the impact he would want. Has 135 CS, now working towards a Trinity Force. I'm sure he is banking on himself to be the man that can shut down Uzi this time around. But if games 1 and 2 have shown us everything, it's that Flame and Acorn, they're probably going to be able to do just as much work on the back line.
Yeah, well, of course, Acorn definitely proved it, and Flame has thus far definitely demonstrated exactly the same fact. We'll see how it goes moving forward. Of course, Flame now picks up some Ninja Tabis as well, as Cool trying to get Godvi out of this lane, but there's not a whole lot he can do. And as time goes on, this Rod of Ages is just going to get stacked and stacked and stacked. It's already stacked for about 4 minutes at this stage, and he's going to hit a big old power spike when that Athene's Unholy Grail comes through, and he's just going to be able to rift walk around, pick up some kills, and get all of that mana back and just do so much damage in these team fights. And again, it's very much similar to what his playstyle has been. It's consistent damage.
Yeah, it certainly is, and able to get in there as Flame and Going once again. Butt heads in this top lane. Flame about to transform. Doesn't grab his.
Come on, man.
Doesn't grab his boomerang. Oh, jumps on him.
Yeah, looks for it. The wallop is going to be there. Slows Going down. In fact, stops him as the Gnar goes into the wall as well. Flame looking to really go aggressive in this fight. Doesn't quite have his boulder, though. So he's going to head back towards his turret. Decent trade.
Uzi in the end able to take down the bottom lane turret.
Yeah, first turret.
That happens every now and again when you're a top laner. You think, I haven't done many of my buttons so far. Let's give it a crack.
Yep. In fact, Going does have the ultimate advantage here. And Skirmishes was used in that last one. We'll see who actually manages to pick up anything if Going is going to go more aggressive. And Godby hanging around in this mid lane.
Wants to get aggressive again onto Cool. TBQ, you can see, is nice and in behind him. So they might even look for a turret dive here. PYL joining them in the mid lane. That's a very big tell that you're about to be dove. As soon as someone rift walks onto a creep wave, you're like, I think there are more than one person here.
Yeah, but Cool, able to clear out this minion wave, no worries at all. Uzi's going to pick up the red buff.
Oh, they're going for Going here. He might have just seen that ward go down behind him. He has to know something's going on.
Yeah, Flame game as well. They're just rotating this Jinx. And LGD have been caught with their pants down.
Yeah, they certainly have POL caught.
Yeah, and he's just going to get exploded. Loveling picks that one up. Emperor's Divide is there. TBQ manages to split up the fight, and Flame teleports in as well. Cloud, he might go down as Hyper is available for Flame. He's about to transform. Is the Gnar going to be there? No, he just gets torn to shreds. As Zap not going to find TBQ, but OMG ran over that section of the game.
Yeah, they certainly did, and it's got them their first meaningful lead. It's going to be about 3,000 gold, Atlas. At 20 minutes in, they've picked up some kills onto Uzi. 2, 1, and 5, 100% kill participation. He's having a much better game 3.
Yeah, this Jinx is definitely starting to go off, and I don't know why Imp was waiting underneath that turret when that's a really tanky Maokai, and you know that he can just dive you.
Yeah, so he was able to get in there. He had the Cinder Hulk. He had the Sightstone as well. It's just so much extra stats. You can take the extra turret shot coming through there, and in the end, it just works out in their favor.
Yep, Sun Turret is going to fall down. Imp trying to ignore what just happened and clear out this minion wave. Almost has that Hurricane completed as well as that Bloodthirster in the bottom side of the map. TBQ looking to come down here and get something started as Cloud is here. Uzi about to join him as well as Going pushing in the top lane. And Flame is going to make his way in here. Does have now a Null Magic Mantle going for a definite full tank Gnar build. Coming into this top lane. No cheeky Brutalizers or Phages to come down. As he just Goomba stomps a minion. I just find that so satisfying to watch.
Able to clear out the minion wave very well. Once again, jungle is converging. Actually, no, only TBQ in this bottom lane. Imp trying to get that turret down. Needs another couple of shots on it. They must know that, once again, ability to tank a turret shot says jungler is in my lane. Yep. It's like Cassidy riff walking onto a creep wave. There's a jungler here.
Yeah, but Imp able to get the last auto attack down. The minion wave is going to follow through as well. Uzi going to be able to clear that one out. Of course, the gold definitely in favor of Uzi as far as this bottom lane is concerned. Not quite by that 1,000 gold mark just yet, but having any semblance of a lead on a Jinx at this stage of the game is a terrifying prospect for the opposing team.
Red buff invade coming through here from OMG. They'll be able to pick that one up. Actually onto Cool. They've stuck around. Might have been caught out. No, they won't commit.
Nope, not happening. Flame not rotating down in time either as Imp has made his presence known. He's walked over a pink ward there and he's going to clear that one away. Godvi almost with whichever needlessly large rod item he wants to go for. Looks like it might be the Zhonya's Hourglass option as he's not going to go for that Athene's on Holy Grail as the second choice.
Yeah, so he's getting in there, wants to be able to get one full rotation down, make sure that he's safe and then be able to get the second as opposed to the CDR choice that allows you to have like the ridiculous 1.2 second hop in the end of the game.
Yeah, pretty silly. But Dragon going to be up in another 20 seconds. TBQ towards the top side of the map in vision of OMG.
Yeah, that's a very nice ward coming through there. Teleports also won't be available. Flame pushing in, Going means that he might be able to walk down. But honestly, this is the first real team fight where you think OMG probably have a semblance of a lead. They've got the Stinger. They've got a need. Wow. Cool's dead.
Yeah, Depth Charge is going to go off. PYL looking for it. Empress Divide comes through as Godby comes around the top and PYL has jumped through with the ultimate. TBQ going to flash forward. There's the ultimate to come down as Cool takes a barrel, but he's still alive. LGD looking to pick something up as Loveling so low. Uzi off to the backside gets spotted out by that scrying, or PYL looking to try and continue the assault, but that is 2 dead, and LGD, they're going to pick up their second Dragon.
You say it is a first team fight, you think OMG can win, and LGD catch Cool with his pants down, able to get in there and pick him off. He was just completely useless in the entirety of that fight because he was so low. Then they just swap targets. They don't overcommit into the chase, willing to just switch it up. They take the support down, secure themselves a very important Dragon.
Yeah, and this is all off the back of the fact that Imp picks up that Hurricane very, very recently. It's a really nice buy timing, and it's a huge power spike here for this Kalista.
Yeah, it certainly is. So they're able to get in there, make that one work. Flame about to transform. Going needs to be careful.
Yep, gets the wallop here as well. Flame actually knocking him back into the turret. You can see the turret doing some work here as Going has to run away from this Gnar. Boulder is going to be available relatively soon. Going trying to juke it. Yep, looking for something. He lands the boulder, transforms back and gives up.
Yeah, because there's 3 members heading up river. They want to dive him now, Atlas. It's a
4
very
members.
Low turret. He needs to get the heck out of dodge.
Oh, they actually managed to take down that turret. Bounce not quite up just yet. Loveling looking for it. There's a Flash Flayer's Flame. He's going to get taken down. Going, teleported in to try and get revenge.
Yeah, so they're able to get all 5 members into that top lane. They take down Flame. They take a turret. Might be looking for a second, although it's still a very scary team comp to dive.
Yeah, Ventral Maelstrom popped here for Loveling. He's going through his mana. Descent's not going to land as they manage to clear out the way. PYL, there's the dredge line, and they've started off the fight. OMG still looking good here in the back line, but Imp, look at the Renset potential coming down as Cool gets taken down really low. Look at that ultimate as Imp is going to start tearing through the OMG lineup. That's a kill, a double kill for Godby as Loveling finds himself again about to go down, and this is Cassidy at 25 minutes into the game, and you need to fear him. The triple kill for Godby.
And the Baron now starting up for LGD. That was a 4v5. Really, Gragas didn't even really do that much there. Got his ultimate interrupted by a great hook that came through from PYL, but it was all about the three-man Fates call that came through. Imp, PYL on the exact same page. They pick up the Baron, and all of a sudden, OMG, who were looking very strong, are in danger territory once again.
Yeah, this is terrifying for OMG, and so much standing gold now on the map here for LGD with this Baron buff, with the fact that they've got split pushes available. They've got a massive lineup here that can do damage to these turrets. We'll see whether that Baron buff is going to get them there as they move forward. Godby going to head back, use that empowered recall, and maybe just pick up a Void Stuff. Not entirely sure. Going for that Athene's Unholy Grail now, and I very much like that pick. And man, LGD, it wasn't looking as good before, but now Baron buff picked up a beautiful team fight, and OMG, they need to kill Imp very early.
And LGD are great at recognizing fights they can win.
Yeah.
Whether they're at an advantage, disadvantage, they know every single time, and they back away when they have to, but they're very good at decisively pulling the trigger. And you have to think, the communication between Imp and PYL for a Korean and a Chinese player only playing one season together is completely on point, whether they do it through pings, language. It's just absolutely beautiful to watch in this series.
They do it with feelings, Spawn.
The power of goodwill.
Yeah, it's just the power of friendship.
Oh, not friendship. That's the worst power.
No, that's what we use in League of Legends. It's a team game. You use the power of friendship to claim victory. As the pause comes through, of course, Pawn is in hospital at the moment, so he's not coming through anywhere. Uzi, you can see lots of concentration on the faces here of OMG. And OMG, they are definitely in with a shot here. It's a 3,000 gold lead for LGD after that beautiful performance into the Baron. But it's not over yet, and we'll see whether OMG can claw their way back through. Of course, Cool, able to get a lot of consistent damage down. They've got a huge scaling lineup, and with Hecarim and the Maokai here, it's pretty frightening.
Yeah, it certainly is, but the worrying thing is Uzi, he's a Fed member. You think that's fantastic, but you look across the Rift, and Godby, he's 60 CS up on Cool, he's 10 CS up on Uzi even, and he's 5-1-3. The guy's an absolute monster. So you go Fed AD carry, Fed Cassidy.
All right.
Cassidy probably going to win that game of rock, paper, scissors. And then the rest of the team comes through and just cleans it up. TBQ has been on fire. Loveling's had a much better game 3, you have to say.
Oh, yeah.
But TBQ, consistency throughout the entirety of this series, it's just set LGD up for a lot of success.
Yeah, and we've got a replay coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at that last fight.
Yeah, so they go in and you see the hook actually stop Loveling being put back in. So TBQ, he's really done with the fight at this point. It's all about this next part. The Fates call that comes in knocks up 3 members, and then it's all about the Rensets, Atlas. We've talked about it all series. If you have someone that can get a member low, and then you have a Callista, say a Cassidy and a Callista combo maybe, just able to get the constant Rensets coming through, and it's just beautiful to watch.
Yeah, stunning work here from LGD, and that wasn't just a 3-man Fates call. That was a 3-man Fates call onto all of the squishy members of OMG and all of their damage.
Yeah, and with the way the slow's been changed on that Riptide going out, was able to get a lot of CC through, set the Cassidy up for success to jump in there, blow everyone up. And it's just been the consistency throughout the entire series has been there for LGD.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we do still have a slight pause moving on in this match. Of course, Game 3 between LGD and OMG. And LGD, again, I mean, they moved Flame into the lineup for this last game, and he's looking fantastic. It looks like Acorn hasn't even really left. They still have this incredible synergy. And LGD, they're just playing with confidence that OMG do not have. And I don't know whether that's off the back of just the first game, or whether that's just how LGD have been playing and how they've been feeling throughout this, because they've been picking some pretty strange comps throughout the LPL, and we were wondering what to expect as going. He could be in trouble, and yep, that's unstoppable for a reason. Yeah,
trades ultimates, though, with TBQ, who you have to feel probably would rather use the Gragas ultimate to get the Hecarim ultimate out every single time. Just keeps Imp a little bit safer if a team fight does break out.
And it is going to be LGD trying to use this Baron here as well. We'll see whether they manage to get a push down on this mid lane. Uzi in the bottom side, that's a lot of their wave clear as Flame just jumps over the top of the turret. Wants to take none of this. The Baroned up minions now going to push forward, and this is just going to melt. And LGD just waltz through the mid lane.
Yeah, and take 2 turrets. Able to now grab a 4,000 gold lead. They're not done. Look at the poke that came through from him. They want to siege up.
Yeah, they're looking for it. Of course, the siege minion there as well, able to consistently take this one down. The ranged wave clear not quite there, as Sand Soldiers are going to be commanded to try and take that one down, but they can't quite make it through. Another wave coming in. Imp able to get some more cheeky auto attacks down. P-Whale all the way in. Fate's called out. They're going to take down the turret. P-Whale actually aggressive. Look at Cool taking so much damage. Emperor's Divide doesn't do too much as Cassidy takes down the turret. Gragas picks up Thresh here on the backside. Going super low. Godby using his Zhonya's. The double kill for TBQ. 2-0-8. For this Gragas, 2-0-9, I'm sorry. And LGD, they're not stopping. They're looking to try and end the game.
They're trying to end the series, Atlas. They go in.
They're looking for it. Cool gets destroyed. That is ridiculous. Godby so good on this Cassidy, and Hecarim does take down Flame, but these Nexus turrets now falling down. Imp doing so much damage. OMG get aced and lose the game instantly. 29 minutes. LGD, this is the quickest one yet, 3-0 to OMG. Incredible.
Yeah, the most decisive quarter so far, sorry, coming through. LGD able to sweep OMG. Probably rivals how IG dispatched Vici, and both is equally surprising. Vici, OMG, they're already sent packing. We thought these guys were going to be there for the end of it, but wow, they've set themselves up a date with Snake. And LGD, after that performance, they're a real series contender.
Yeah, and if I was a member of Snake watching this series, I would be terrified.
If I am Bucker right there, seeing how Godby just dispatched an Azir player, I am real scared of what's going to go into that series.
Yeah, and Godby as well has been playing the lane control champions. These sort of, I want to farm out the waves. That's exactly what Barker wants to do, but he just doesn't have the laning presence. And moving into this one, like you've been mentioning before, I mean, this is looking so terrifying for Snake. But congratulations to LGD. That was a shutout of a massively high-caliber team.
That was a clinic of how to play around your power spikes and win conditions. Even when they had a member down, they were still willing to fight because they knew key ultimates weren't available, that they could turn it around, and absolutely speechless because OMG are a world-class lineup, but they were outclassed in most positions the entirety of that series.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that TBQ has improved so much throughout the LPL split. He was sort of arguably a weaker link in the LGD lineup just because they've got so many star players. But man, that last game, 2-0-11 on that Gragas, and he's looked so much better at this end of the split.
Yeah, he certainly had. Did it on 3 different jungles as well. The champion pulls there. Nunu, Sejuani, Gragas, all games look fantastic.
Yeah, really, really strong. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for you today. Of course, more playoffs action is going to be happening tomorrow, so make sure you tune in then. But on behalf of myself, Spawn, Pastry Time, and Papa Smithy, as well as our whole production crew, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.